If you've ever wondered how literary fiction can improve your emotional understanding, this video is for you. Today we're going to talk about different research studies that tell us that reading more literary fiction can actually increase your own empathy and understanding of others. And by the end of this video, I hope that you'll be more open to new experiences, make new friends, and even be able to accept some of your own insecurities within yourselves. All because you now realize from reading literary fiction that all the struggles that we face, the feelings that we keep deep inside ourselves is all part of the human journey, and it's something that we actually all can experience even if it's at different times. So first thing, literary fiction is different from other genres because it really focuses on the different complexities of the human experience, all about our struggles, insecurities, and all the tough things that we go through throughout this journey that we call life. One research study in particular stands out. It was called the Literary Fiction and Theory of Mind Study, and the research showed that reading literary fiction led to people being able to understand and infer the mental and emotional states of others. So based on the scientific studies, it's important to select books that give diverse perspectives. And this can mean so many different things. It could be around characters who come from different nationalities, different countries, different financial backgrounds. I think it's important to remember that even people that we think we have a lot in common with, we all have different experiences that shape us into the person that we are today. I think it's really important to get emotionally involved in the book, because how can you increase your empathy and your emotional understanding if you don't truly allow yourself to feel what the character is like feeling, what they're thinking, their thought processes behind decisions that they're making. For instance, I always think, how could I apply this to my life? What would I do in that situation? The level of thinking not only allows me to appreciate the book more, it also gives me more compassion to understand the decisions and thought process that other people face. One particular example that I'm sure we all know and love of literary fiction that really, I think, strikes like an emotional chord for me is reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think as a female, it's just so baffling in this day and age where we're given so many opportunities. It's strange to think that there was a time where your value or even your financial security was highly dependent on finding a rich husband.
I've been offered a comfortable home and protection.
I'm so grateful that the times have changed so that girls can have their own financial independence, but it also gives us opportunity to have much higher standards for ourselves, which I think is so totally cool. Third, I think it's important to talk about how you feel about certain books with friends. And the caveat is, you can still talk to people even if they don't read, because fundamentally what books are is essentially stories. I remember this one time I was talking to one of my coworkers and she asked me what I was up to, so I told her I was reading a lot of fiction during World War II, and she asked why. And I told her for me that it was like very compelling to talk about a time that there was so much isolation and insecurities. Like, it's no way comparison between what they faced during World War II and what we faced during the pandemic, but a lot of the feelings I think were the same because we weren't sure what exactly was going to happen, if the world would ever return to normal, if we'd ever see our faces again, if we'd ever see like our friends again. I talk about my feelings and then have her express her viewpoints and her feelings on that subject. And it all started because I talked about what book I was reading. And I think that's just really the key to the importance of literary fiction. It's so focused on the struggles that we face as humans. It's so important not to forget that we take how we feel and how we think into our real world, into our real lives, and that's how we're able to understand, appreciate, and deeply connect with our friends, our families, and the world. So I really encourage you today to pick up a new literary fiction or an old one and just take a moment to remember and think about what it is to be human, and think about how you can use those feelings to help or connect with more people.